In this video, I'm going to give you 3 pro tips that'll help get your offers accepted in 2022. Stay tuned, it's Steve Dooley. If you're like thousands of home buyers out there who've been getting frustrated with the market, or even if you're just getting started with your buying process, then you're going to find great value in the tips I'm about ready to share. So let's dive in. Pro tip number 1 is going to be to make your offer as clean and competitive as possible. We recommend not going less than full asking price, especially in the Tucson market, but if you're in another market as well, all of the accepted homes have been at 100% market value, which means none of the homes were really accepted the offers that were lower than asking price. Don't ask for seller concessions unless you really absolutely have to. If you have the ability to pay your own closing costs, then definitely do that, as that will severely weaken your offer. Home buyers in this market should offer to pay for their own home warranty. It's only like $400 to $500, and it's just one more thing that makes your offer look maybe a hair better than the next one. Make the close of escrow date as early as possible. This is not always the case, but most of the time the sellers would like to close as early as possible. Write in the seller's title company and use their title services when crafting the offer. The buyer does have control over that in the contract, so the buyer can write in whatever they want. And usually most buyer's agents have a preferred title company they like to use, but don't lose the deal over it. If the seller's requesting to use their title company in the MLS, just go ahead and do it. If you have the ability, pay cash or use a conventional loan. I understand that's not always the case, as some people are VA or FHA, but typically most sellers would rather see a cash or conventional loan, as those 2 loan types are less strict on the appraisal contingencies for repairs and stuff like that. Now let's move right into tip number 2. And tip number 2 is to hire a professional realtor. Professional realtor will provide great communication with the listing agent, and really good agents offer a really nice presentation when they present the offer. So for example, I include a video in the email that I send to the listing agent with explaining who we are, a little bit about me, and how I and my buyers will be easy for the sellers to work with.
This is Steve Dooley, real estate agent with the Lawton team. Thank you for presenting our offer to your clients, and just wanted to kind of introduce myself and let you know that my client is very well qualified, and we are offering a pretty substantial appraisal waiver as well. So if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me, and hopefully we can make this a smooth transaction for all of our clients. Talk to you soon.
When it's appropriate, we'll actually put in a buyer's letter as well. And I actually use a website to present all of this in a nice, neat package. So how the offer is presented and how it's communicated to the listing agent is super important. When they're reviewing several offers, stuff like that, little things like that are going to make your offer stand out. And that's not even talking about, the actual pieces of the offer itself. It's just how you go about it, because a lot of sellers want a low stress transaction. And if their agent gets the feeling that we can provide that for them as a professional buyer's agent, then that's in our best interest to do that, to provide the best service to our client. So pro tip number 3 is to use outside the box thinking in crafting your offer. Let me give you a couple of examples. Number 1 is the escalation clause. And basically what that does, without diving into legal verbiage, is it creates more of an auction where your price will actually raise to beat the next person in line's price by a small amount, like let's say $500, up to a certain point, which is your max price. So let's just pretend the house was, the asking price was $300 and you were able to go up to $320. You could put $300 or you could put $310 and an escalation clause up to $320. So if somebody put in at, say you put in at $310, somebody put in at $311, then you would put in at, yours would automatically bump to $311.5. you beat them by 500 each time, up to the max. The next clause people are writing in, which is very common these days, is an appraisal waiver. And again, that's basically just stating that if the home doesn't appraise at the purchase price value, that the buyer is willing and able to come up with the difference in cash to make it the actual price. So the seller won't have to reduce the price if it appraises low. Another one that has been used and will be used in 2022 is the as is clause, simply stating that the buyers accept the property as is right up front, and they won't be asking for any repair requests at all. They can still do their due diligence, do their inspections, and get out of the deal, but they will not ask for repairs. And the last one I wanted to share with you, and of course this is my least favorite, is the seller lease back. And that's where, in some cases, if the sellers need to be in the property longer after close, they can basically rent it back from you for a certain amount of time, couple weeks, up to a month or whatever. However you write that in, it's very sticky and lots of bad legal stuff can happen. I always advise my clients to stay away from those. Can they be done? Yes. Can a lot of things go wrong? Yes. And without diving into the nuts and bolts of it, yes, I would personally stay away from seller leasebacks if you can all but help it. Okay, so those are the 3 pro tips that are going to help you get your offers accepted in 2022. Hopefully you have a great realtor that you're working with right now who is up to speed on all this stuff and has shared this with you. But if not, please let them watch this video, and then they can get some ideas themselves to maybe think outside the box and be creative. Because as we are in a high sellers market, that's what it takes to get your offers accepted in 2022 and moving forward. And if you have any questions or want to just reach out to me at all, go ahead and head over to stevedooley.com. Happy to sit down and talk with you. Even if you have an agent or whatever, just answer some questions, see how we could be of service. And thanks for watching. Watch the next video in this series. Have a great day.